All right. Good afternoon, Clive. How are you doing?
I'm good, Graham. It's a very blustering wet day, but other than that, really good. Thank you. You?
Excellent. We've got blue skies over here, but yeah, I'm not feeling great. I'm full of the cold, so I'm wrapped up in my cardigan, my favorite cardigan. Uh, Trying to keep warm, but I'm taking the medicine.
Lemsips.
But
That's the way.
I wasn't going to miss. I wasn't going to miss this session.
Absolutely not. Nor should you. Nor should you. I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you, thank you. We've got a guest with us today. So we've got Rob Hollands from Proofworks. Thanks for joining us, Rob.
Good to see you both. Yeah, well
Good.
done, Graham, for being a trooper and making it still, even though you're under the weather.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Rob.
And
Yeah, good to see you both.
good. And yeah, we're going to be doing a session with Proofworks, Clive, as you're aware, um, regarding technology in kind of the warehousing space and for the maturation of goods and this sort of thing, with Proofworks. And we'll share a few more details on that in just a second. But good opportunity to talk to Rob about that. And share some thoughts. Technology driving compliance, as you always say,
Yeah.
Is a key thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
be good to hear what your thoughts are on that, and go through some of the details with Rob.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. So it's great that Rob can join us today, and it'd be good to talk around because, as you know, Graham, and for Rob's benefit, I mean, for many years I thought, yeah, technology is the way to drive compliance. Absolutely. So, where I've seen issues over the years and been a tax practitioner now for many years in indirect tax, if I have any issue or had any issues, sadly, it's been usually manual intervention that's caused that non-compliance. So I have, for many years, seen technology as a way to drive compliance. So it's great that we've got Rob, a CEO of Proofworks, to get your insight, Rob, into kind of how your company sees that evolving as we move forward. And with HMRC very much, and I've said this to their face, abdicating responsibility once they approve traders, and it's very much the traders to self-manage compliance, is I see how companies like yourself can absolutely support. We do from an education, training, and guidance perspective, but you with your solutions, how you can help drive and support that compliance.
Yeah, definitely. And we're totally with you on that, Clive, in that technologies, obviously there's lots of things needed to make these things work, but technology is something that can bring, efficiency and transparency and really help on that compliance journey and a bit of the self-regulation side of things as well. To let HMRC do their role and play their role somewhere else is brilliant if we can, help the industry self-regulate and be more transparent as well. With great technology and those things you talked about, that manual, we see it time and time again. Still paper records being kept at a push maybe into an Excel, and that's where people are on their digital transformation journey at the minute. But there's solutions out there like ours that can really help with making sure the data's there and it's robust and it's as compliant as possible, making sure things are backed up and secure so there isn't that kind of data loss or the human error that you mentioned. So I think definitely agree with you. Technology has a great role to play in making that compliance journey easier, as well as more robust.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and having spent many years in this industry now, and the number of warehouses and approved excise traders I've visited, it's a scary thought that we do have, and you touched on it there, traders who run excise warehouses on manual records.
Yeah.
Now that is a scary thought from my perspective, given the level, the compliance requirements around running an excise warehouse. It fills me with trepidation, quite frankly.
Yeah. And what a lot of hassle as well. When you look at we go in some places in an initial kind of try and help out and sort things out, and you see the amount of paperwork and hassle and inefficiency and kind of that stuff, and you're like, we can really help solve some of these things and let you go and get on with the things you want to be doing. And that's one of the other things, that stack of paperwork really does need to go, and we'll have to. There's no change in that. We know where everything else is going in our lives in terms of getting more digital and more efficient, and yeah, so that it's happening whether we kind of like it or not. But actually, there's loads of benefits. There's no reason not to embrace some of these changes.
No, oh, well, it's absolutely the way forward, isn't it? I mean, we've got to move we are moving into the digital world. I have to say, HMRC have, dragged their feet around those issues, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And they continue to, are quite comfortable approving excise warehouses for manual records. It's still part of 197, which is the scary thought from my perspective. But in the world we live in now, we should be embracing technology. We should be using technology. I have to say, I don't know where AI will take us. I'm not sure. But certainly, we need to be embracing technology. And I think across all aspects of the supply chain, quite frankly. Yeah. I know that from your perspective, where do you see your business focusing on that supply chain?
Well, we do a lot of work with warehouses, and how can we help digitalize the warehouse, help take away some of that HMRC reporting burden, better track assets and all that stuff. But actually, the earlier on in the supply chain we can get, the easier it becomes for everyone. So we also do a lot of work with distilleries. And that's almost, if you think about it, that's getting into the source. So if we can go right back to the start of production, when that cask or that item, that asset's being received into a bonded facility, for example, it's already got some digital history to it. It's already kind of got that digital footprint and that digital identity. Yeah. So it becomes even easier, and there's even more traceability and transparency. So for us, we're really keen in connecting the whole of the supply chain. Some of that we can do ourselves. Some of that's working with other partners, whether that's a financial reporting platform like Sage or Xero, or integrating with other tools to help out, or things that we can build as a company because they don't exist, or we think we can build them better to help the industry better.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, the webinar we're going to hold, and Graham touched on it, on the 27th of February. What's the plan then for the audience in terms of what we're going to cover on that webinar?
Well, I think we'll try and bring a bit more of what the things that we're starting to touch on now to life, and probably get into, I'd like us to get into a bit more real world examples of actually how do we go about doing this. So if I am a bonded warehouse up in Scotland or wherever I am, how do I practically start to make some of these changes, or what can I do to achieve that, and perhaps we can talk a bit about what other members of the BWA have done to date on their journey. You mentioned AI briefly there, and we don't have to go deep dive onto these different technologies, but this is another thing. If you start to move from the more traditional, say you're moving from paper-based records, that does at least start to give you the data to be able to then apply AI to that data, or if that's something you're interested in. Of course, a lot of these things, it's about the small steps. But it unlocks some of the bigger opportunities like those technologies. So I think we'll touch a bit on the future technologies that this might help, and probably also some of the upcoming regulatory changes that are happening. There's been a lot of chatter around WOWGR, and when we release the video, it will be a month off of some of those WOWGR changes coming into place. I think we'll touch a bit on how technology can help simplify some of those compliance requirements that we have now, and that also coming down the pipe.
Yeah, that's a really good point with WOWGR, and I think we've got an HMRC webinar coming up, I think, and we'll call Graham, I think, as well, around those kind of upgrades. That's what you call WOWGR, but WOWGR reforms that are going to kick in March, and certainly for our eclectic mix of members, then that's going to put additional pressure on those members from a compliance perspective, because HMRC are not going to approve owners of goods. They're not going to approve duty reps. So even more onus on the warehouse keeper to be applying robust due diligence across their supply chain. So I guess what you're saying there is that Proofworks that your solution can assist with those additional compliance requirements that are going to fall upon the warehouse keeper.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, that's another area where with greater compliance or changing those things, software technology like our platform, like others that are out there, can definitely help.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
kind of reduce that admin burden for warehouse keepers.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I mean, we know warehouse keepers should be doing, or all excise traders should be doing due diligence. But I think, additional focus will fall on due diligence when those WOWGR reforms hit.
Yeah,
because further application by HMRC, which is further stepping away. I mean, it needs to be reformed. Don't get me wrong, but it just drops even more, kind of reliance upon the excise trader doing their appropriate due diligence.
Yeah, exactly. And we can probably touch on a few examples of what other industries have done. Where things like KYC have been applied and a more software automated approach to things like that, or the concept of ownership and the digital management of ownership, all of these tools that could help your members. We'll touch on some of those that might be, we won't just keep it focused on this industry, but other industries we can learn from. We can talk about some of those case studies.
It'd be good.
And I think looking forward to it.
It should be good. I mean, hopefully we should start to market and the event or the date, Graham, shouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be on the Thursday, the 27th of February this year, obviously, and 11 o'clock in the morning. So it'll be a good hour session, and we'll get that onto the website. I think we're just trying to agree a finalised title, aren't we? But that should be on the website this week, and we'll share it with this Fight with Clive as well. Which I will say, and I forgot to mention it at the beginning. This is our 30th episode, Clive.
Really?
So happy anniversary.
Wow. That's an anniversary then.
There you go.
We should do more. I mean, the response we get actually, and hopefully the response to today's session will be good. But we should do more. We should look to do at least one a month. Because there's enough discussion points surrounding the industry as it evolves and develops. Yeah. That we should have more than one a month, at least once a month rather. To add to that to our 30th. So, but that's good to know. It's good to know.
Great milestone.
Congratulations. That's long.
It is. Good you could join us on our 30th. Right?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to cover anything else, Graham, or has time kind of run out on us?
I think we're done, and I will say, look, we've done 30 episodes. Not once have we hit 5 minutes. Again, we haven't hit 5 minutes on this episode, but that's fine. We'll stop it there, and thanks very much to Rob for joining us. We'll see you on the 27th.
Really looking forward to
details about that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good you could join us, Rob. Have a great rest of the day, and Graham, hope you feel a bit better soon.
Thank you very much.
Get well, Graham.
Cheers, then.
We're out late this week. Thanks.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Cheers.
Bye-bye.